opinion about it. It's more
Mm-mm-mm.
about self-confidence and
Mm-mm-mm.
knowledge of the English language. Of course, knowledge of the subject. If you don't have a knowledge about that subject, you can ask the question. But it becomes more difficult when you know that subject, but you cannot express yourself. After joining this community, and I started really working on my spoken English. I think in December, since December,
Mhm.
I'm very active to learn this language. Uh, so then after, I feel like that I'm more confident. And I knew that, I have a lot of knowledge. I want to speak a lot of things, but I don't because I'm in USA. So everybody is speaking in English. And you feel like that you will be judged. If you are not speaking very well, then you will be judged. And you will be judged with your family, friends that you are going to see all the time. Like in this community, when you are here, everybody knows that okay, we all are here to learn this language. So it's okay to do the mistakes. Everybody is welcoming and accepting it. Just like, recently just my told that forgot the name of the person, that it's okay, though you are stuck, that's okay, that happens. Now those words and all those helps a lot to build the confidence. This is journey. So
Mm-mm-mm.
that's my opinion about the with the talking to the smarter people. You have to become smart in certain area.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yes.
That's true. And I totally also agree with you because sometimes if you always speak I mean, here, for example, me in Korea, if I always speak English all the time and then with my co-Filipino, they feel uncomfortable with me because why you always speak English? You are Filipina. So yeah, so sometimes you try to afraid. I know you try to become like them also because if you always speak like, oh, you're so spoken dollar, you have to speak our own native language. So sometimes it happens because of your, yeah, people surround you.
There is always a trap with this talking to smarter people because we tend to judge people by as a book, to judge people by its cover, yeah. And sometimes we are judging people by their fluency in English, for example, and
Mhm.
not by their real intelligence. And it could be like that, that very smart and fluent, not very smart, very fluent person has nothing to say about interesting topics, whereas the not very fluent people has such brilliant ideas and very interesting opinions, but he only has troubles to express them. So it's a very dangerous phenomena.
Mm-hmm.
So we should be very careful about it.
That's true. Because you're just trying to improve yourself. So that's why every day you have to speak English all the time, but people try to judge you or criticize you, but those people are not fluent as well. So that's why, yeah, we can't avoid that situation sometimes. How about you, Lovaba? Have you experienced that one that you try to improve your speaking skills and try to speak,
Yes,
and then
yes,
someone try
exactly.
to criticize you?
Uh, yes, I try to improve my maybe knowledge about different topics, and I try to have some courses and conversations like this.
Mhm.
Also, I watch different kind of videos, podcasts, listening podcasts, and I not agree with Tom because I think we should watch some movie, news on the TV and maybe listening TV in some news on the radio because it can increase our vocabulary. And I do it not exactly because I am not so interested in politics or something, but it can give me more knowledge, more ability to new vocabulary. And when I try to listen some news, I recognize that I don't know a lot of new words for me about politics, about some events. And yes, for me, very important to not just have some conversations with smart people, but also to try to express my opinion about some topics because I'm not fluent in English too, and sometimes it's so difficult. Could be if I have some conversation with local people, English speakers. It's so difficult to be hurry and to try to explain something because they're going far from me already in conversation. Yeah.
I agree with you regarding the English news because I also listen to English news because it is a perfect way to improve vocabulary, as you said, because news are repeated several times, nearly the same content, and you can read it once, then second time, and the third time, and each time is better because you comprehend more. And news are really good source of vocabulary, of improving vocabulary. I agree with you. Related to English news, but not to domestic news.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you, Mai?
Sorry.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
sorry.
How about you? Do you have any ideas you want to share, or you wanna move to an next
Let's
next?
move to another
Okay,
question.
so how about this one? Mm-hmm. I think we already discussed it. How about this one? Make use of idle time, visit an exhibition happening in your area. Mm-hmm. You can choose any this one, Mai.
Well,
Huh?
and now take a class on a subject
Okay.
completely new to you. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It helps you increase your your knowledge and your vocabulary whenever you take a class, even if you don't know the topic. Whenever you take a new subject to learn, and you learn vocabulary and you start gaining confidence in yourself. I like that. Let's see the other one. Can you scroll the
This one.
okay, visit NX and make use of idle time. Well, to making use of idle time, the time that you have free, that you have available to do other things. I like to listen to podcasts, or I like to read, or I like to try to transcribe words using phonetic symbols. I do that in my idle time. I like doing that, and it helped me a lot with my language. I learn new vocabulary. That's the way I use my idle time. I listen to podcasts also, and well, visit any exhibition. And now during this time of coronavirus, we don't visit any place. We don't go to any museum. Okay.
Yes.
Listening to audiobooks is also a good source for you to learn vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Can you scroll the
Ah, we only
ah
have six. Read newspaper.
you have
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
okay. I love listening to podcasts. I don't have much time available, but since now we can use the earbuds and the phone, you are listening to podcasts and doing something else.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yes, you can
that's the advantage.
multitask. Mm.
Yeah,
You can do your housework or
yeah,
any jobs that you are in, and then at the same time you are listening or you are learning through listening.
yes,
Mm-mm.
yes. We learn through listening, and I also learn. I am listening and I taking notes.
Oh,
I love taking notes because I don't know. Maybe I when I exercise my sight, my eyes, my vision, I learn more than just listening. Okay, I
yeah,
have to
that's
listen
true.
and take notes.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
am listening to a podcast, I
Mm.
am taking notes of new words, of new expressions, of new things that I didn't know before. Okay.
Yeah, totally agree with you, Mai, because listening is the best way to improve your speaking skills because you can
Listening.
remember easily compare reading because like said uh learn with your ears, not with your eyes. I learned this from my teacher, AG Ho. So practice
Well,
listening. If you really want to improve your speaking skills, then listen lots of English.
because if you listen, you have then you try to repeat what you listen,
Mm-hmm.
and you try to um, to speak what you listen. It helps you to develop your listening skills, and then it helps you to develop your speaking skills.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's true.
The ideal would be to listen and to repeat at the same time
Oh
because
yes,
it's
you can
more
listen
active.
and
Following, yeah.
Shadowing.
yes,
Shadowing. Yes.
Shadowing.
shadowing.
Mm-mm.
Shadowing.
Yes.
And in my idle time, in free time, I tend to train English on my Enki.com application. I have installed it on my phone, and in the last days, I created a habit to put new words which are handy, which are useful for me to this application and to train them. And it's very useful, I think, because these are the words which I need most, and I can create my own repetition, and I can widen my vocabulary. And it is not for words; it could be also for phrases, idioms. It's up to me what I put in this Anki.com.
Anki, you call
What is that?
Anki?
Yeah, what is that app?
It's
Anki?
a software. It's a software for spaced repetition. I will chat disabled. I cannot write down in the chat because
Just
chat is disabled.
one phrase is
Okay.
one phrase.
It is like that you have a question, and you have to answer the question. If you answer the question correctly, the question will be repeated in the not very often. But if you made an error,
Oh, okay.
the question would be repeated very often, so you have a chance to learn this. So
Oh,
it is Enki.com. You should
You
Anki.
can you write it in the chat, please?
Anki.
K
Chat is
ANK.
K
I
AANKI.com.
or Y?
I. I.
Anki.com.
Anki.
Anki.
I
A
as
A N
idol, no? The
A
eye
N.
of idol?
It's like alpha.
Okay, I will write down for you.
November,
Alpha.
Kilo, India. It's correct.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
also use apps like what? Elsa. Elsa. Elsa, по-моему.
Elsa,
I
yeah.
don't remember. Yes, it's almost the same.
Mm.
Very well. And if you don't mind, I continue this question about make use of the idle time. And
Okay.
Sure, sure.
uh, it's a very controversial question about this, because when you have idle time, it depends on your mood, on your state. For example, when you are tired, if not possible to listen something or study a podcast, sometimes our mind needs to relax and have a rest
Rest.
because it's not possible to study every time. And also when you are in the room or waiting room with other people, in my opinion, it's not polite to use your smartphone or listen music or podcast when other people may be chatting or talking. And the same situation when you communicate with people, you have to be present in this situation, not be
Idea.
in your device. And on the other hand, when you are alone and have free time, not tired, it's a great possibility to use your time for studying, listening podcast. For example, during your commuting to work and back, I use it while I driving to my work, listening it in my car, and um, it's great to also. I absolutely agree with Thomas when he said that news it's not useful information because it's usually repeated the same idea, and it's not bother me what happened in the all distance from me in the abroad, because you look through this information just surfacely, not in deep, and nothing stay in your mind. And at the end of the day, you started to think about it and try to remember what happened, but you don't remember something from this information. And in my opinion, it's better to study something useful, important, and read article with your interest and what you will be helpful for you and help to develop you as a person, and maybe some good advice in your profession or other fields, other topic. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Alex. Uh-huh. Yes. You wanna say
Okay.
something? Uh-huh.
Yes. About the ideal time. Um, yes, like I completely agree that you need the food for your body. So you need the good thoughts for your mind also. And that is the food for your mind. So I use my ideal time, when I go for walk. I don't like any companion with me. I don't like to walk with anybody. I don't like to chat, but I like to hear the podcast or some videos or audios which is insightful and which develops you. So ideal time, I completely agree that you have to balance your life, that when you feel like that you want to relax, just like Friday evening, when you work from Monday to Friday, so Friday evening is really different. You do not want to do anything, but you want to be relaxed. And from Saturday morning, now up to do the all other things, learning and all the other aspects. That's how my schedule is. So whenever I make any commitment, I always make the commitment like 5 days in a week, not the 7 days in a week. So I can balance. And every day I have made like 2021 resolution that I would spend at least 1 hour minimum every day. But 5 days a week, Friday evening, I don't do anything, that's relaxing time. But at the same time, I have made the resolution that I would need half an hour at least every day food for my mind. So I listen those kind of lectures, and which is more self-development. As for example, um, like people and situation is never gonna be the way you want to be. So about that. So it gives you so much boost to live your life, to understand the life, and it's a more spirituality. I mean, lectures are more spiritual lectures, but there is nothing about God or anything, any religion or nothing, but it's all about your development, your thoughts. Your thoughts is very important. How you think, and then then words come from the mouth. What you think, you speak. And what if you see the news, like repeated news, any negative news, you believe it or not, but your subconscious mind catches up. So you should, I believe that we should avoid the negative news.
That's
And use the time that which makes you like more humble and good thoughts, because you everybody is different. Everybody is different.
Oh, Tom, you wanna go?
Yes, I have to go. Sorry. Thanks for
Uh-huh.
being with me here and for this occasion, but I have to go, unfortunately.
Oh,
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
nice
Bye.
to you.
Bye
Next
bye.
time, Tom. All right, so have you done?
Mhm.
You have?
Yes. 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 Okay.
Let's see, Ralph, you wanna say something about idle time? What you
Yeah.
what you're
Yeah.
learning?
Thank you again. Sometimes during my off, or uh, I used to I used to do to improve my English, because it's important to make use, especially in our we are out of the country, so you need to have the second language. But when it's when at the day of time, I use, you are tired, I'm tired, then what I did is only to go to bed and
Your rest?
yeah, yeah, take a rest. But sometimes I do listen in my phone, or sometimes in any other news, to improve my English. But it's the different learnings if there is if you have a conversation. So it's another way, or other, it's very different to learn like this than to only watching or listening, though you can uh, learn new words from the news, or from the podcast, or from YouTube. But in terms of conversation to other people, it's a big difference, because during like this, it's alive, and it's like in punto, so you can you need to think the words, or you need to reply or answer some questions, or you need to interact with other speakers. So sometimes get stuck because I'm nervous like that. But I'm very happy that during my now I appreciate that. I hope that during my idle time, I can make use to at least let's say 10 or 20 minutes to focus on, and then hopefully I can improve my English language. Yeah, thank you.
For me, guys, because all the time I always study all the time. So during my idle time, I dance. Nowadays, dancing, singing. When you see me, sometimes I don't feel awkward because I just try to refresh my mind because too much studies all the time, every single day, working,
Yeah.
studying. So I try
Can
to.
I say something?
Uh-huh. You wanna say something, Sylvia?
Yeah, it's exactly what I said. You know, when I try to share,
Mm-hmm.
is do something when you like it. You know, like you like it, or you can listen, or you can read, or you can do something that you like, you enjoy it in that free time you have it, and at the same time you learn something. You know, so this is part of my thought. You know, like enjoy whatever you do. You know,
Yes, as long as you enjoy what you're doing, then
exactly.
go for it. Okay, so let's move on to our next. Anyway, I prepared lots of questions here, guys. Let me show you because we still have time. So here, this one. Uh-huh. So who wants to, how about Boris?
Well,
Anything?
the first one.
Oh,
Okay.
anything you can choose.
Okay. Eh, for example, the number 4. What important knowledge you want to pass to, on to your children? It's so important. It's almost the same that I was talking before. It's about influence. For example, your children always are looking you. For example, I have 3 children. I have an adolescent, teenagers, and a children very, very little, and always are looking your attitude. What are you doing? And you have to be careful about that because you influence their their life. You, on the other hand, you have to be conscious that you can pass some information, knowledge to your children in many topics. For example, I am a chemist and I have my little child is 7 years old and he know so much about chemistry. Even though he is no study chemistry right now at the school because most of the time chemistry is teaching in high school, for example, and he know about the phenomenon, the natural phenomena. So I think that I like a lot. I am a scientist, and I like a lot. I know about the not just chemistry. I like a lot to know about physics, for example, astronomy. How can you how the universe works, and my little children, I think that I influenced my little children to know about this topic. He know about sometimes I am surprised because he knows something specific, specific issues about physics, for example, how is the movement of the planet or something like that. And to conclude, we need to be careful that we can influence our children with our knowledge and our attitude.
That's correct.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, Boris.
sometimes
Mhm. Yes,
we
ma'am.
as parents, we whatever we do in our profession,
Mm.
Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever you do in your profession, and then your children uh, become familiar with whatever you do or whatever you work, and they learn a lot. They learn a lot, and so that's why you have to be careful with your children to pass a good knowledge to them.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
remember my father. My father, he was a telegraphist before the use of the
Before.
communications. They used to send telegrams. It is not used
Mm.
anymore. And then he bought. Do you know the Morse code system of dots that emits? It's a machine that it emits sounds, and each sound represents a letter. Then my father bought a piece of equipment to use the Morse code in my house, and he began to teach us how it worked. So he wanted to pass his knowledge to us, to his children. So the same, we do the same. If you learn, for example, foreign language, you would like your child or the children to learn a foreign language, and that is the way that it is.
Right. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Mike. How about,
Okay.
let's see, Alex? You can share.
Okay, thank you. I want to tell something about knowledge, like 11. Is all knowledge useful?
Uh-huh.
Of course, it's going without saying that knowledge is a very strong power, but all knowledge is useful or not? It's a big question because we sometimes it's impossible to learn everything about everything in the world, and but you never know what can help you in the life or in a certain situation, and sometimes unexpected knowledge help you sometimes, but from another hand, knowledge is nothing without any skills, and you have knowledge, you can lose it when you don't use it, and it's very useful uh, with when you apply your knowledge in the right direction and the right track in your life, and you try to learn only that things that help you in your life, and also there is a famous saying that the more you learn, the more you earn, and more self-confidence you get. Um, I partly agree with it because it's not depend on your knowledge when you get a good job or a good salary. It's mostly depend on the situation. Uh, just to be in the right place and in the right time, or have some relatives or close friends who can recommend you uh, for this job. Uh, I think this situation is common in different countries, not only in Russia. When we can get the job, good job, only by protection from famous and people who already work in this job and have some um, importance, respect in this job, and uh, at the same time, self-confidence help you to get better job and the better position in the society, in the job. So when you have knowledge and at the same time confidence and good relationships, it's a great possibility to improve your life and to move forward. Thank you.
Can I say something about knowledge?
You're mute.
I'm mute.
No, it's
No,
okay.
no,
All right,
I'm not mute.
go ahead.
Can I say something about knowledge?
Uh-huh.
Continue.
Yes, continue to help.
Okay. Um, knowledge is what kind of knowledge we are talking about. It depends upon just like general knowledge or deep knowledge about any subject. To my opinion, it is not necessary to have the knowledge about everything. Um, instead of jack of all trades, but master of none. So, like I believe that for the success in your life, if you follow the what you try to find out at what is the inside within you and what is the more which subject you like more, and then if you increase the knowledge in that field, then you can go ahead in the life. Then then you say the job or business or anything. But instead of being jack of all trades and but master of none, better you become master of something instead of being jack of all trades. And and I can differentiate these things about saying that if you can afford and whatever you can buy the knowledge from outside, you can hire the knowledge, go for it. And which the knowledge you cannot hire, which is like development of yourself, you cannot hire, so those knowledge you acquire those knowledge more and find out something within you that on what you are the best, and try to go further in that direction. That would make you maybe more knowledgeable, more success in the life. That's how I have done with my kids. My daughter is doctor and my son is a CPA and good businessman. But all the time I tell them that please, I tried when they were little, I tried to push all their buttons, and then I found out that this kid is can go in this line the best way. Just like when my son took the admission to be a dentist, I was surprised that how can I be wrong to understand my kid, because he is not that detail oriented, he cannot hold that things and go to the point, but he's more financial person. Okay. And after 1 year, he quit and he went to, in this line and he got very good success. And my daughter, when she was very little, I see all the characteristics that she can be a doctor, So, and I was right. So somehow, I feel like that I'm able to find that what is the quality, go, and then I push that button more and more, and they got success in the life.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing. By the way, guys, our time
Good
is,
advice.
yeah.
For
Thank
Sylvia,
you.
that's very young, as maybe she has a little girl. This is a good advice for